Development Agency regular session August 19, 2008. To order. Jennifer, any closed items?
The council met in closed session at 6 p.m. and discussed items 1, 2, and 3. Direction was given, no chargeable action was taken. Items 4 and 5 will be continued for after the review.
Okay. Lead us in the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. We'll have approval of the agenda before we move into the presentations side of it. Do I have approval of the agenda? So moved. Do I have a second? First and second. All those in favor? Say aye. Aye. Okay. We have a presentation by Esmeralda Donnelly, Cancer Research Center of the Desert. Esmeralda? Diana Petrie. I'm sorry, I didn't have her name. Go ahead. There's a paper copy.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Esmeralda Donnelly. Can everybody hear me? Yeah? Yeah.
Speak more into the mic.
Okay. And I'm coming here on behalf of the Cancer Research Center of the District. Ours is a local foundation dedicated to provide services to cancer patients and their families. And we thank very much the city of Calexico for providing us with this space. So our goals for you are to let you know who we are and what we do in the community, as well as sending you an invitation to participate in our local activities. I'm the co-chair of the foundation, and Diana Teacher is our CEO in charge of client service. I also would like to mention that Mr. Strada is a founder member of local foundation, and they're a big contributor in time, effort to the results that we have in our present time. I'm going to pass the microphone to Diana Teacher, who has prepared this PowerPoint presentation. So as she does introduce the PowerPoint, I will be collaborating with her and explaining things. If anybody has questions, feel free to ask them. We are here in the best position to assist you and inform you. Here is Diana.
First, I'd like to thank you for allowing us to be here today. The Cancer Resource Center of the Desert opened its doors in September of 2006, and as Esmeralda said, Mrs. Strada is also a founder and member of the board of directors. When we opened our doors for business, we had no idea the number of patients that we would begin to see almost immediately. And interestingly, to date, we have served well over 400 people. But since January of 2008, we have served 190. We serve children, we serve adults, we don't care what kind of cancer it is. We help people to navigate through their cancer journey. And so some of the things our mission accomplishes is to really guide, empower, educate, support that person and their family through the journey. Those of you who have experienced cancer know how scary it is. You understand how you do not know what the next step is going to be. And it's so helpful to have someone there to help you even to formulate questions to ask your doctor. And so that is what we do. In Imperial County, it's interesting that the California Cancer Registry and the American Cancer Society estimate that nearly 500 people will be diagnosed with cancer. In our community, to date, and this was as of July 31st, so the numbers are off here, but we had served 15 children, and many of those from Calexico. 16 individuals between the ages of 19 and 40, 65 between the ages of 41 and 60, and 85 were older than 60. So we all fall in one of these age groups. I think one of the most important things for us to understand is that Hispanic children have a heavier cancer burden than any other ethnic group. Hispanic women have a heavier cancer burden for cervical cancer than any other ethnic group. And so it's extremely important that we are aware and that we do our part in educating people and helping people to be alert to the needs of our community. What do we do? Well, a number of issues come up when people are diagnosed with cancer. The first thing is that they want to be educated about their disease. Second thing is they often are thinking about insurance needs. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. But education is extremely important. Today, just this afternoon, we had 4 new cancer patients register with us. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what we did for them because they really cover the gambit of services that we provide. In the first case, the lady was just diagnosed with colorectal cancer. She doesn't speak English. But her daughter-in-law, who brought her to the office, does speak English. And so we were able to provide them with information in both languages. They walked away with their own notebooks. And not only did we just hand them a notebook, but we went through it page by page to help them to understand what the pathology report meant, to help them to understand what kind of questions they needed to ask, and to introduce them to the language of cancer. One of the things that the daughter-in-law said was, I didn't even know what questions to ask the doctor when they told us. And I said, of course not. I mean, how can you know what to ask if you don't know anything about this disease? And so we began the process with them today. Insurance is another issue that people often are facing. Think about this. If you're diagnosed with cancer and you have to have chemotherapy, let's just say you're going to have 5 treatments. That's the cycle that the doctor has prescribed. But your chemotherapy is going to cost $10,000 per session. Every time you go, it's $10,000. How many people in Imperial County, even who have insurance, can afford to pay the 20% off of that $10,000 per visit? Not very many. And the fact is that we live in a community where our small cancer clinic, as wonderful as it is very limited. They have to have the cash up front. So we have had cancer patients turned away from their treatment because they didn't have the money up front. Our job is to help them to fill that gap. Maybe it's finding insurance for them. Maybe they qualify for a state program that they don't know about. Maybe it's contacting national foundations that can help them to pay their co-pays. And in fact, we did that for somebody just today. I was on the phone for over an hour just working with this organization and finishing up the application process on behalf of one of our ongoing patients. Other services that we provide is nutritional guidance. Certainly if you're in chemotherapy or any other kind of treatment you want to know about what you should eat, not eat, and all of that, we help with that. And ancillary supplies. We had a call today from a lady who said, I know I'm going to be losing my hair and I need a wig. And what can you do for me? Well, of course, we can help them with those kinds of things. As people often progress in the disease, if it's late stage, oftentimes we're looking at diapers and other ancillary supplies. We help people to find the resources to pay for that. Because you may or may not know this, but boy, after a while, it adds up, and people are scrambling to find a way to pay for all of the things that they need. So we do that for them as well. We also recently introduced a new project to the community called the Patient Access Project. The purpose of that project is to get the doctors to refer their patients to CRCD right after they diagnose someone. We've been working with Pioneers, health centers, and now with Clínicas de Salud in doing this for quite some time. And it's really amazing the difference it makes in people following treatment protocol when they are informed immediately about their diagnosis. And so we are providing that service to individuals currently. Another thing that we have done is host 2 National Cancer Survivors Day events. They occur on the first Saturday of June every year. And this year we had Dr. Roach, Dr. Tittle,